Hey there viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Got a 2018 Subaru. This is the one we just did the converters on and worked out well. I did the oil change, got his tires off, needs to pass inspection. Now the rear brakes technically and legally pass New York State inspection, even when they're wore down that thin, okay? So to fail in New York State has to be metal to metal contact, uneven wear. These are worn about as evenly as you can get, but boy, they're just about shot. The rotors, however, are in fantastic shape. Those are the pads off the other side. So before you think we just do one wheel brake jobs. The rotors are in fantastic shape, so we're gonna do something that we rarely do, maybe only twice a year, if that, sometimes never, is we're gonna pad slap one. This is just like working in Florida. So we're gonna take off the little clip here on the front. These are pretty easy to do. These do have electronic parking brakes, so you do have to put them in service mode, which I've already done. We'll pop these little caps off right there, and then we're going to unplug the plugger. I like to reach behind and hit the little tab to release it, because these things are kind of a pisser to get off if you have arthritic fingers to push the actual release tab. So there's that. You gotta make darn Rudy tootin' that these connectors don't pop apart. I think we've done videos on these. It's like a connector inside of a connector. Really bizarre. Like really bizarre, man. We're gonna grab everybody's favorite air ratchet. We're gonna get it with the 7 mil. Whoa! Oh, it's very tight. There's one. There's two.
I know I'm blocking your bay.
Oh, that's okay.
I tell people all the time.
We're gonna pry the caliper back here a little bit. Going all the way. So that pushes our piston in, and then leave it hang right by the hose. And then look at this one. Ooh, this one technically is a failure. Keep touching, too thin. That one there. Got a little bit of time left. Not much though. I don't think there's any significant rotor damage. Didn't even know it was scraping. I drove the car yesterday. She looks clean as a whip. We're gonna grab an axle nut, stick it out here on the wheel stud, put a lug nut on it. Hold our rotor still. And then I'm just taking and I'm scraping. This style caliper bracket, in the words of David Attenborough, it is the best style bracket on earth. In the Northeast, these things are the best. In the words of a kid from 1990, they're the bomb. Just because they don't rust up and lock down on the brake pad. They're just a great design. Reminds me of a pickup line. Girl, was your daddy a terrorist? Because baby, you the bomb. Never had much success with it, but always thought it was pretty good. Better than the other ones I had. We just want to make sure this is pushed in all the way, and it is, and the caliper is actually very clean. So we're going to grab us a brush of acid. It's an acid brush. It's the acid brush, man. For your double dipped white blotter acid, bro. And we're gonna lube up our metal to metal contact points, as we often do, after it's pushed in. Boom, just like that. And then we're going to slide our pins back in after we lubricate those. But prior to doing that, we're gonna grab our pads. Now the one with the little donger on top, that is the inside pad. And what you wanna make sure is that they just slap in there nice and easy. If they don't, you are gonna have to take the brackets off and see, like, this one's a little stiff. Don't like that one. We're gonna scrape a little bit more. See if there's just a little bit of something up there. Check it down here. That's all you have to do. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh shit. Oh, I see. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Must be just a little bit of a hang up there. So you don't have to get too carried away with these, because they are so sloppy that they rarely see. Actually, I've never seen one of these C's, ever in my life. It's a super, super great design. However, it is also often a noisy design. We're gonna put a little bit of lube just on the ends of the pad, okay, where it sits on there. You can put it on these brackets, but it is a high washout area. So I find that if you lubricate it, it does not usually last very long, and we just put this on there, just make everybody feel good. So right up on the ends, right on the inside. Squealer is going at the trailing edge, according to service data, on the inside. Feel free to agree or disagree with that. That's just fine. Slap them babies on, boom, that's it, old son. We're going to use Super Lube. That is for the guide pins, wherever we stuck those. Dang it! We're just about out. A little excited there. Okay. We're going to smear it on our guide pin all the way around. And then we'll very gingerly slip that baby in. They should move very freely. That's very important. Perhaps one of the most important things of your life. We'll squeeze out a little more. We're always just about out of this stuff. We go through lots of it. Oh, she's slippery now, boys. Oh yeah. Okay. Find something to wipe your patties off on. Grab your 7 mil, keep it in your hands. Bring it around town. Right back up on there. Make Rudy tootin' darn sure that you start these by hand. Don't get up here with your Uggy Duggy and start going bonkers. You're gonna have to push in on the caliper a little bit because of the anti-rattle spring on the inside. Felt like it started. We're gonna bust out the new Icon ratchet. Been using this a lot, so Harbor Freight sent us some ratchets to use. Some of their new Icon line that's coming out. We got them. Sherwood, my guy Sherwood over there at Royalty Auto Service, he got a bunch of their new ratchets. I said, sure, I'll be happy to try them. We'll see how they hold up in the shop environment. I am not a Snap-on fanboy by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, 99% of their stuff is way freaking overpriced for what it is. But if you have a pulse and you can breathe and fog up a mirror, they give you credit. So that's why everybody likes them, let's be honest. 24% interest for the rest of your life. No joke. Or as the kids from 2015 say, no cap. So we're gonna come back and we'll torque those to factory specs. However, I am a snap-on ratchet man. I like my snap-on ratchets, period. Okay? And I like them for several reasons. One of them in which is they rarely break, and you can really be abusive to them. Mac Tools ratchets, not so much. And many other ratchets I've tried just have not been successful. Snap-on, however, has. So what I've done is I've removed the snap-on ratchets from my box and we've swapped them out for these icons. Time will tell, and we'll see how they work, and that's it. And Harbor Freight's pretty cool. They just make you sure that you abide by Federal Trade Commission laws, and let everybody know that I did not get a nickel to say anything good about them, but I did receive them for free. And if they break and they're crap, I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna put the new anti-rattle spring on out here. I like to kind of guide her in there, and then kind of hold it, and that didn't work. Hold it in the hole, flick it around, push it in. Boom. Let's throw a tire on here, and then we have to re-actuate the parking brakes, and then we go do the fronts. We gotta do pads and rotors in the front. Insides of the front rotors are crusty, and the brakes are like when you step on them. Doing the winter tire swap out when we first drove this car. If anybody remembers, if you were with me, it was noisy. The winter tires that were on it were pretty well spanked, as they say. So they were super noisy when you drove the car. So it made it sound like it had bad bearings, but it was just tire noise. Had some of my favorite snow tires on there, some of the Blizzaks, some Bridgestone Blizzaks. Great tire if you want a good studless straight snow tire. It's a tad bit of overkill on a Subaru, I think, but depends on where you live and what you do, I guess. Subaru, you can darn near drive with banana peels and be okay. We have to torque those, obviously. We had her in torque setting wuss bag. That's a little under the 1. Let's put her back into service mode, or take it out of service mode, and that's it. We're done. We're moving on with our life. We're gonna just do little half pumps. We're gonna get the pistons all extended there. All right, they're all extended. We're gonna cut the key on. Everything's lit up. Using our T10, we're gonna go brake normal mode after pad install. When you're replacing the pad, you must pump the brake pedal a few times when off. After you start the car, pump the brake pedal a few more times. Build pressure, the tool can clear the light, and warning light should go off. Returning to normal mode, hit yes. Alright, the brakes installed correctly, mostly. Oh, I see. Oh. Wow. Really had to push that pedal hard. Okay, return normal mode, turn IG off. The IG is off. Start the engine and confirm operation electric parking brake. Copy that. Parking brake is currently on. I just turned it off. Turn it back on. engine's off. Okay, yeehaw. Shut the engine off. Hey, shut them off cold. Oh, you can't turn it off until you start it, I see. Okay. I think everything's hunky-dory. Alright, so that's that. Sometimes it can be a little frustrating putting vehicles in service mode. The ones that come to mind are Chevy trucks. All the freaking lights it turns on when you're done. Oh, pressure loss, this and that, just, especially if the car comes in for inspection and next thing you know, every light in the dash is on. All you did is a brake job. And you got to clear a bunch of crap out. So I know some guys will remove the electric parking brake motors. We don't. I don't know many of the options, what people do. Just what people have commented in our comment section, which includes removing the motors and spinning them back manually, using a 12-volt jumpers on a wire and, activating the motor to, extract and then retract. I can't speak to any of that as far as how it works. Some cars, you don't need a scan tool. Some cars, it's in the menu. Ford's first one that comes to mind. They made it so you can actually work on your car and retract your own calipers or parking brakes. So lots of ways to skin cats. Just Google that. You'll see. Sometimes you start at the tail. Sometimes you start at the head. All different ways. And there's all different ways to leave a comment. You can go down there and leave me one. Right down below. Questions, comments, find us on the Insta, the Facebook. Who's that lady? And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.